do you feel?
Oh, I should remind myself why I'm making the video. I'm making this video because I'm like 13 hours out from top surgery. Having it tomorrow morning at 7:30 with Dr. Satterwhite in San Francisco. I just feel tired, to be honest. So, law school, and I moved from one house to the other house. And I'm trying to get all the stuff I'm moving from a bigger space to one room. And so that's like a lot. Yeah, so I feel tired right now. I'm glad I'm finally having top surgery because I wanted it for a long time, and I've been trying to organize having it for a long time, like 3 years, almost 4. I will have sent in my information to get my consultation, my like phone consultation date. That will be 4 years in like January, I think. January or February was when I sent it in of 2014. So, it's been a long time.
Are you worried that something still might go wrong?
I'm actually not. Actually, you know what? Okay, I don't know if it's that I'm not worried that something will go wrong. I think I don't care. Like, at this point, I just want to be done. Like, I think I just want to... My hat's, like, weird. I just want to be done. Like, just have it and be done with it and get to living.
Are you nervous about anything?
I'm actually not. I've never had a surgery before, except I had my wisdom teeth removed. I'm not really worried about it. I feel like it's not gonna go badly. I just don't feel nervous at all. I felt more nervous about my last final than I do about this. How do you feel?
I'm excited.
Significant other?
I'm excited. I'm excited because you've wanted to have this for a long time, and there have been many like times where it's been kind of close and like it was gonna happen and then it just didn't. So I'm excited that it's finally happening.
It's been a long road.
Yeah.
It's been a long road. Are you nervous?
No.
Do you feel like something could go wrong?
Just because it's you, yeah.
Because I have bad luck. Like, I just have bad luck. So I always feel like everything's going to be fine. And then it's never fine. And then I convince myself that it looks like I have no neck because of this collar, like, laying down. Who knows?
How do you think it would have been different if you had gotten to do it this summer like you planned?
Well, I'm kind of worried. The only thing I'm actually worried about tomorrow is if it's cold when we leave the surgery place. Because it's not, like, really cold, but, like, kind of, like, sweatshirt type, like, hoodie type of weather. And I didn't really bring a sweatshirt that like I can put on without pulling it over my head. So I mean, I could wear my track jacket, but I feel like I'm gonna want my hoodie, but it's not gonna be big enough. I kind of wish I had it this summer because my shoulders weren't as big, and so I put a lot of work, like hypertrophy work, into my shoulders. And now they're bigger, so like my clothes aren't as big, and so I'm worried about like just my clothes and stuff. I just wasn't gonna buy new clothes for this though.
That's fair. Are you nervous about flying after the surgery?
No, not at all, because I hate flying. I always have a terrible time flying. I always get felt up by security. It took me like, the guy like patted down my chest for like probably a solid 2 minutes as I was going through BWI on my way out from Maryland to come back to California. And when we left from Long Beach to come to San Francisco, I went through the metal detector, and I was like, damn, because I almost wanted, it was the only time that I ever like wanted to get caught in security. It was like, oh, this will be my last time, and I can be mad, and I can like, I never have to do this again. And it didn't happen, so I'm kind of glad. Like, I'm super excited to fly after because I won't have to worry about it. I don't have to be apprehensive about going through the body scanner or anything like that.
Are you worried about how, like, this is gonna play out while you're at school?
No, because I'm gonna have help, and I think, honestly, maybe I might be being too optimistic about my recovery. Like, I don't anticipate having a lot of problems. I've always been a fast healer. I have a very high tolerance for pain, and so I don't But I mean, I can't know because I haven't had a surgery like this before. So hopefully it's not too bad. But I'm not really worried about it because I'm just gonna be taking the train. I'm gonna be underground all the time. It's not gonna be hot and humid like it was in July when we got to Maryland.
Right.
But yeah, I'll just be on the metro and underground and in class, sitting down and reading. So I'm not gonna be doing anything crazy. The only thing I'm worried about is like when I get my books, because I keep my books on campus, and so taking them back and forth. But 2 of them that I have to have on campus are already there because it's a year-long course. I meant to take more and I forgot. So I'm like, I'll probably have to do it like in separate days and just like each day take a book. But I found out I can lift up to 20 pounds by that week. I thought it was like 5, so I can lift up to 20 pounds, so it shouldn't be too terrible. And I left some stuff out like at like a low level, so that when I can't reach overhead, I can like get to some cups and like forks and stuff like that. Like I moved some stuff around so that it'd be easier, and so I think that'll help.
Are you excited?
I'm excited, but like I'm not like I feel really calm. Like I have no type of like no butterflies, no. I feel really calm. Like I feel like it feels like it's like 6:45 on a Tuesday, and I'm just kind of sleepy. Like I'm just tired early, but it doesn't feel. I don't feel like I'm not nervous. I'm not anxious. I'm not like, oh man, this thing. Part of me is gonna be gone. Like
I hope they can weigh it.
I really want them to. Oh my god, I really want them to weigh what they take off. Like I want to know how much it weighs.
I hope they can.
I really hope they can weigh it. I really want to know. I know they send it to pathology, but I don't like they send all the tissue they remove to pathology, but I don't know if they weigh it, and I really want to know how much it weighs. Yeah, which that's weird, but I gotta know. I gotta know. I was trying not to lose any weight. I've already lost at least 5 pounds, and then this morning when I woke up, I look leaner. Like I don't want to say my abs are coming in, but I just look less. I didn't think I looked bloated before. I thought I was just fat, and apparently maybe I was just bloated or something like that because it's like now there's like more. It's not super defined, but it's like I can see more of an outline. Like I don't know. It looks like my body fat percentage is lower, and I don't think it's been long enough that I should have lost fat. So I think I was bloated. So I'm worried about losing muscle over while I'm out for surgery. But I mean, I guess I need to lose weight after the surgery anyway. When I can start working out again, so I guess it's not all bad. What are things I would want to know in the future about this?
Are you asking me?
Myself.
Why did you
I've been on T4. What's it? 2017. 3 years. It'll be 4 years next month. I've been binding for almost a year before that. A little bit less than a year before that, so almost 5 years of binding. I'm glad to finally be doing it. It's like a relief. Like I feel calm and relaxed. It's not like I'm excited. I'm just relieved that it's finally happening because I wanted to do it before I finished undergrad. I wanted to do it before I transferred schools, and then I wanted to do it before I finished undergrad, and then I wanted to do it before I started law school, and now I'm finally gonna get to do it before I finish law school. And it's just I feel calm and really relaxed. I hope it's not like the calm before the storm, and then it's just a shit show like later, because that would be the worst. But that's my life. The other thing too is I have a bunch of like life stuff to do that I'm just like putting off until after we get back, and it's like I'm not stressed about that. It's like I'm probably the most relaxed I've been in a while.
That's good.
I don't know if that's because of this or if that's because I'm not at law school right now, and that's really stressful. So I don't know. But what do you think? What do you have any feelings? What do you feel like?
I just feel excited. I guess I'm kind of nervous just because like it is like a surgery. There's like always risks. But I'm mostly just excited. And I guess relieved that it's finally happening.
What are you excited about?
I'm just excited that it's finally happening. Just that this part and the binding part will be done.
It's over.
And that you can kind of move on.
I don't have to like hang like sweaty binders in my closet to dry anymore.
And you can like breathe when you run. Like that's really exciting.
Breathe when I run, and
sometimes I'm afraid you're gonna like pass out on your bike. And like no one's gonna find you for days just because like you can't breathe.
I'm always afraid. Like when I'm in DC and when I'm in Maryland, I'm always afraid that I'm gonna die when I'm out being active. Like I'm out like hiking or I've been hiking. Oh, I went on a spontaneous hike one day. I was actually riding my bike. I was trying to explore my town. There's like a trail there, and I was trying to explore the trail. And then I got to this point, and it was like too steep for my bike because I ride a fixie, and I'm not like a good cyclist, so it was like too steep for me. So I got off and I just started hiking around with my bike, and I was like hiking around, and I was like, what if I just die out here and nobody finds me? Like, who would call my parents? No one would know.
Yeah, like I'm afraid of that.
They would just never hear from me, and they'd have to just assume that I was dead.
I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid it's gonna happen because like you just couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that won't be a concern anymore.
That won't be a concern anymore.
That's exciting.
I'm excited to swim without a binder on because that's the worst. It feels like you're drowning the whole time. Like I don't know what drowning feels like, but it just feels like you can't breathe the whole time. I'm excited to go to the beach and swim in the ocean and go surfing again. I haven't been surfing since I was a teenager. I'm excited to just to be able to wear just a shirt. I want to wear a t-shirt so bad. I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to pick like what t-shirt's gonna be my first t-shirt that I wear. Anything else?
Did you get my pick?
Guess that's it.
That's it.
Alright. Just got back from the hospital. It's 12:11. The surgery ended at 9 something. I think when I was in the recovery, it was a little after 9:45 when I first woke up. And I left the recovery at about between 10 and 10:10. And I feel really good. I shocked all the nurses because I was able to like get up and walk and go to the bathroom. I don't feel like high at all from the anesthesia. I'm not really in any pain. It just feels kind of a little sore like after max effort day and kind of itchy a little bit. The binder's actually not bad. I thought it'd be a lot worse. It's not loose, but it's more flexible than I thought it would be. I thought it would be really like casted up. I still think this is out of focus just a bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm really shocked at how good I feel. I feel normal. I was able to call my mom, and she said I sounded just like I sounded last night. I walked out of the hospital. I didn't need a wheelchair or anything. I was able to get dressed myself. I was able to drink water right away and like eat graham crackers and stuff. So yeah, I'm really shocked. I feel really good. I asked them to weigh the tissue. Apparently nobody asks that, so I don't know if they were able to do that or not. I'll ask them at the post-op appointment. But I've been able to like scratch my head and stuff like that. I've been able to put on my shirts and like reach behind. They gave me this patch for nausea. I'm not nauseous or anything.
I like how it's supposed to be skin colored.
Well, I'm black, so they don't make skin color band-aids for black people, I guess. Maybe I'll start a company that does that. This is where my IV was. That went great. They didn't have trouble finding a vein like they normally do with me. Yeah, I feel really good, and everyone's shocked. I'm actually really hungry, so I'm probably gonna eat a banana now, and then I'm gonna wait. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm gonna eat a banana, and then I'll probably eat some chili beans or something with that. They're not chili beans. They're like bean stuff that Grandma makes. What else should I say? Am I leaving anything out?
No.
No, they said it went really well.
They did. The doctor said that he thought it looked really good and that you'll be happy with it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he came in and told us that.
Okay, so can you talk about what he said? What did Dr. Satterwhite say?
Dr. Satterwhite walked in and said you were doing really well and that everything went really well and that it looked really good and that you'll be really happy with the results when you see them.
I feel really good right now, so my plan is to do nothing at all so I can continue to feel good because I don't want to start feeling bad. So I'm waiting to crash. I'm waiting to fall asleep. I woke up on my own. I was totally fine. I just wanted to eat. Somebody walked in with pizza and we're in the lobby, and I was like, I really want some of that pizza. But right now, bananas. Take it slow. Okay, so that's how I feel right now, and I'll check in later. It's like 8:10. My surgery was yesterday, so I'm a little over a day, kind of like a day and a half post-op. I'm still not really having any pain. it's really itchy in the middle, like in the here. Let me show you. Like right in the middle of my chest, right here, it itches. I don't know why. So I've just been kind of like patting it a little bit like that to kind of make it not itch so much, just really lightly. It is kind of, the binder's kind of itchy on my back. Honestly, yesterday my chest felt like kind of tight, like as if I had like a heavy like how it feels like if I have like a really heavy like max effort day on bench. The next day I'll wake up, my chest will be super tight. It kind of felt like that yesterday. Today, not so much. It just feels like it feels pretty normal. It feels like it's a little tight still. Around what I'm assuming is my incisions. I don't know because I haven't seen the chest yet, but I'm assuming that's my incisions. Mostly what's the worst is like I've been sleeping on my back. I don't usually sleep on my back because it makes my sinuses drain in my throat, and so I've been sleeping with my mouth open too, and it's made my throat really dry. That combined with my throat was really dry from the breathing tube yesterday, so I've been taking like cough drops and stuff and trying to drink a lot of water. I pooped today, which was good. I know people say they get constipated after surgery. I didn't really feel constipated, but that being said, a lot of people say they have a hard time eating after surgery too. I had no trouble eating. Like I woke up like extremely hungry, so it sucks to not be able to use your arms for anything. Because I expected to feel really weak after. I don't really feel weak in like my legs or my arms or anything like that. I just I keep falling. If I sit down and try to like watch YouTube or watch Netflix, I'll fall asleep. But other than that, I'm not super tired or anything. It is kind of hard to breathe in the binder. Like it's pretty tight. It goes lower than most of my binders go. Breathing deep is kind of hard, but I'm just trying to do it so that I can I'm breathing pretty regularly. Yeah, I haven't seen any blood or anything on the binder. I haven't had any trouble like moving my arms around or anything like that. I haven't really tested a lot. I'm trying to limit my arm movements to just using my elbow and not my shoulders, just so that I don't mess anything up too early. I don't want to mess anything up early on and have to spend more time out of the gym. So overall, I think it's going pretty well. I haven't taken any of the pain medication. I've had no nausea. This is the nausea patch they gave me. I get to take that off on Saturday. I guess that helped. I don't know. The nurses told me yesterday that today would be the worst day. Unless it gets worse in the next couple hours, which I hope it doesn't. Then, it really wasn't like yesterday was worse than today. It's just that today I had more moments where I couldn't feel my chest as much. Like, it didn't feel tight and like sore. It just was kind of there, and I could just feel the binder kind of pressing on me. And then when I wake up from my sleep, it actually feels the best. So when I first wake up, it doesn't feel tight and sore like I was working out. It feels just kind of normal, and then it feels like there's just like a really heavy blanket on my chest. And then when I sit up, I can feel it on my back. So the most irritating part so far has been like my back kind of hurts, and my knees from letting my legs out straight. I don't usually sit like that, so that type of stuff is pretty much it. I don't think I have much in the way of swelling. I wasn't really swollen yesterday. Well, I don't have a ton of swelling. Maybe a little bit over here. It feels like the binder, like if I were to stand completely straight up, it would slip down a little bit, so I haven't been like hunching over. I'm trying not to, but I don't really have too much swelling. These are just the markings from the surgery. Yeah, so, I didn't have a hard time like reaching behind me or anything like that, or I haven't had a hard time like putting my shirt on or taking my pants on and off. Like I heard some people saying like tighter sweatpants, stuff like that, they couldn't get on and off. I've been fine with it. I haven't really had a problem with it. I am taking the arnica, so maybe that is helping with the swelling. I don't know. I didn't really start it. Dr. Satterwhite said to start taking it 2 days before, but I didn't get it until the day before the surgery, or 2 days before the surgery, so I took it like one less pill than if I had really taken it 2 days before, so that could be working, I'm not sure. Today's the 21st, by the way. My post-op's on the 27th. I can't wait to get this binder off. As you can see, I can kind of reach my head and stuff. I just try not to. I try not to move my shoulder. It doesn't hurt at all to do that. I just don't want to. I don't want to overdo it in the beginning. So there's just certain things like I'm just not doing them because I don't want to test it, and we'll see how it goes later on. But for now, everything seems pretty good. So hopefully it doesn't get worse within this week. And then once I get the binder off, I'm sure it will be so much better. Yeah, so I will check in tomorrow, I guess. Okay, so it's like, let me see what time it is. 7:58, so almost 8 o'clock on the 22nd. So technically this is 2 days post-op, but it feels like 3 because my surgery was in the morning. Excuse me. So we got back to our room like probably, we got to the hospital at 6 and then we got back here by noon. So it feels like it's been 3 days just because I've been laid up in here for 3 days. But I still don't have any pain. I'm barely even sore anymore in my chest. It's like the rest of my body right now. And the only pain I have at all is from the binder. So it's like curling up kind of in the back and like digging into my back. It's kind of getting my armpits, stuff like that. So I'm not gonna, they said I could loosen it if it was uncomfortable. I'm not gonna loosen it because it already feels like, I know it's not gonna fall off, but it feels like it's gonna fall off. So I'm not gonna loosen it. But definitely the worst like aspect of the recovery is my back hurting from the binder and like my arms hurting from the binder. Like they're like, it's like tight under my armpits, so it makes my arms feel kind of weird, and that's not the best feeling ever. The swelling is starting to go down, but my hands are still kind of like, my hands are usually a lot more vascular than this. Let me back up so it's in focus. They're not up to their normal level of vascularity. Same with my feet, so I think I'm just holding some water. I'm probably eating too much salt. As far as the actual chest goes, I still have a little swelling up top. But it's not as bad. I tried to wash this off, the markings, with the baby wipe today. It didn't really work out. I can feel when I've been kind of patting the binder. Let me stand up a little bit. Like patting it in the middle where it itches. Like that, just really lightly. For the past couple days. And it kind of feels like there's swelling right here. Like right below where the binder starts. But the swelling up here is definitely going down. I actually feel like I can feel my whole chest, except for a couple spots, which is where I think my nipples might be. So, but yeah, when I touch the binder, or if there's pressure on it or whatever, I can feel it. Like I have like the tactile sensation of like feeling something touching my chest. Like, yeah, it does hurt to cough, and it also hurts to laugh too hard. And I think that's, there we go. Coughing kind of hurts a little bit. I think it's because of the binder holding everything down, that when things move against the binder from coughing, that kind of messes things up. I know sleeping on my back has made my sinuses kind of drain into my throat, and so I coughed up some nasty stuff this morning, but I'm not sick or anything. I'm just glad I'm not having any pain. I can't wait to get this binder off. I have been taking the Arnica. This is the one that I have, Arnica Forte. I got it at Dr. Satterwhite's office. It has bromelain, arnica, and some other stuff in it. And it's supposed to, you take it twice a day. And it's supposed to, like, reduce your swelling and stuff like that. Like, reduce swelling and bruising. So I don't know if it's helped or not. But I've been taking it because he recommended it. I'm not taking anything else. I've taken 2 Benadryl the entire time. I haven't taken the painkillers because I haven't really had pain. I haven't taken the nausea medication because I haven't been nauseous, because I have the little patch thing. I think it's working, but I'm not sure if the patch is really working or if it's just that I just wasn't nauseous. Yeah, it's just kind of sitting around kind of sucks. So it's like I'm more excited just to not. I'm at this point more excited just to not be wearing this than I am to see the chest. Like, I just want the thing gone, because it's really off. Oh, the other thing too is last night my left side started like twitching, so I thought I was dehydrated. I've been drinking way more water today, and I've definitely noticed a difference. It hasn't twitched as much, but like my abs are kind of twitching at the top, with my upper abs, those 2 at the top, and then my left pec, like right around here where I'm assuming the bottom of my pec is gonna be, right towards the middle, has been like twitching a little bit since last night. And I think that's just dehydration, so I'm going to try to rehydrate pretty well within the next couple of days, and hopefully that won't, that'll stop, because it doesn't hurt, it's just really annoying and kind of disconcerting. Like, it feels like something that might get worse if left untreated, so I don't want to let it get worse. I think that's about all I can say at this point. I just want to get. Oh, I've been using cough drops for my throat because my throat gets really sore from sleeping on my back and with my mouth open and stuff like that. So I've been using the cough drops, drinking water almost exclusively. I still can't quite sit up by myself if I'm laying like flat on my back, but as long as I'm elevated high enough, I can sit up by myself and it doesn't hurt. It just, I just have to use my abs to do it and then swing my legs around or whatever. But I can do most stuff on my own. I don't really need. Obviously, like reaching for stuff I need help with because I can't really reach much higher than this. Like putting this hat on was a task, but other than reaching for stuff like that, I can pretty much do everything right now. Not that I'm gonna try to. Like I'm not gonna be like lifting anything heavy, like heavier than my laptop, until he gives me the okay to do so. But it doesn't feel. It doesn't feel bad. It feels pretty. Feels pretty good. Honestly, most of today my chest felt pretty normal besides the itching and the parts where the binder are just really tight. So especially the left side of my chest, it just felt like it just feels normal. Now it is kind of tender if I touch like up here too hard, like the muscles kind of sore a little bit. And I don't know if that's from the surgery or if that's from I basically did 2 max effort days the week before, 2 max effort upper days the week before surgery, and I wonder if it's DOMS or something. But it feels better today than it did yesterday, so I'm not sure if that's like surgery related or gym related. But either way, it's going away. Things are getting better. Hopefully the 27th comes soon because I just want to get this thing off, and that's when I get it off. Yeah, so I guess that's all for now. So I can't remember if I made a video or not yesterday, but if I did, I was probably wearing the same shirt. I've just kind of been switching back and forth between like a short sleeve and a long sleeve to like not get cold or hot. Basically at this point, I still haven't really had any real pain. Today on my left side, it started feeling like what I remember my my nipple feeling like before. I never really had real like sensation there. The only thing I could feel like is if you squeezed it, it would hurt, but it wasn't like a regular type of pain. It was like a kind of like a nerve ending type of thing. Like the only way I could describe it was like I used to have a similar pain in an elbow I dislocated where I have some nerve damage and it just feels kind of cold. So I felt like that on my left side a little bit. I don't know if that's from the actual nipple itself. I hope not, because that's where the stitches are going to come out and I don't want to feel the stitches coming out. But yeah, there's that. My incision, the right one especially, is really, really itchy today. And it feels like super itchy, but it doesn't really hurt. And even when I like put pressure on the, like if I like tap lightly on the binder, it doesn't really, it's not like pain. Pain's just itchy. The binder is itchy, like it's like started like digging into like under my armpits and like in my back. And it's kind of like slid down the top of my back a little bit. We pulled it back up yesterday, but it kind of, that was the only time that anything actually hurt, like pain. Like we tried to pull the back of the binder up some more, so, because it feels like it's like sliding off. And that's what's making me hunch over, is when I feel like it's sliding off. I think it might be moving down a little bit because I was like moving in the bed. So last night I slept on the couch sitting up instead of trying to sleep in the bed, because in the bed I was kind of like sliding down flat. A lot of my swelling has gone down to my upper chest. Like it feels basically how it felt before. Like if I had a binder on that was a little bit too tight, this is what the upper chest would have felt like. Yeah, my hands are still kind of puffy, but not too bad. Like they're just not quite as vascular as they were. Same with my feet, but I don't really have many updates. I'm just like bored out of my mind. Much better. So I'm just looking forward to getting the binder off. Like the binder has been the worst, but I'm not sure if you can tell from the previous clips in this video, but my swelling has gone down significantly. Traps are looking pretty good. Yeah, I can, you know, swelling isn't really big over here. I can feel separation between my pec and the front delt and like over here and like that. It's just super itchy, like under my armpits and like just around everywhere. Everything just itches, so hopefully that means it's gonna like, it's healing. it's definitely like, yeah, look at those traps, man. Dang. A lot of good shoulder work this term. Anyway, I just can't wait to get the binder off because it's so itchy and uncomfortable, and I feel like I can't reach across my body like this because the binder's just in the way. Like I just don't have space to move. It's like I can't scratch like my elbow on my left hand with my right hand because I can't reach it because the binder's in the way. So I can't wait to get it off. So yeah, that's about it. Alright, so it is the 26th. I don't think I made any clips yesterday. I might not have made one the day before. No, I made one the day before. So I'm 6 days post-op. Still have the surgical binder on. I get it off tomorrow. At 9 a.m. is my appointment. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to go home. I really haven't had any pain in the last couple days. The binder has been, my swelling has gone down a lot, and the binder has been actually like sliding off my back on the back, so I've been trying to like pull it back up. It's still tight, like it still feels like compressing, but it's not nearly as tight as it was before. There was a spot on my back where it did like dig into my back a little bit, and I kind of rolled down the side so it wouldn't dig into my side so much. I think it may have cut it, I'm not sure. But yeah, the back has definitely been falling off, so I've been trying to pull it up. It feels pretty normal if I touch my chest. Like, around here is where I think my incisions are. It just, like, if I just lightly touch it, it just feels like a normal chest feeling like before. So, yeah. So, I'm excited to go. Oh, I forgot to mention, there was, like, one spot, like, over here last night where I, like, pressed it or something on accident when I was trying to go to sleep, and it just felt like something sharp was right there. I don't know what that was, but it kind of went away, so that's good. But yeah, so my swelling is pretty much down. Things are looking pretty normal. I'm just really excited to get this thing off and like breathe normally and stuff like that. So I will say that when I started, I switched from sleeping in the bed and trying to sit up to sleeping on a couch and sitting up there, and my swelling went down like dramatically after I started sleeping on the couch. I don't know if that was from like because it was like 4, 5, and 6 days post-op, or if it was because of sitting up. But it went down dramatically, and I stopped wearing the compression socks like probably the day before yesterday. I took them off and I intended to put them back on and I just forgot, and then I realized I wasn't wearing them and I was fine, so I just didn't put them back on. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's it. I have like zero pain. The binder's just really hot and itchy, and it's like difficult, like not difficult to breathe, but it's like you can't take super deep breaths like as easily as you would without this on. So I'm really excited to get it off and be done with wearing it. But yeah, that's about it for now. Yeah. So this last clip of the video is a little awkward in the way that it's shot. There's not a clear view of my chest just because I didn't film it with the intention of posting it. I actually had my grandma film this so that my girlfriend can see it because she had to leave the trip early and I wanted her to be able to see the reveal. But, and just wrapping this video up, I wanted to tell you, like, let you guys know about making this video. For me was just a surreal experience. Like, all of the post-op videos that I've watched, all of the reveals videos that I've watched, it's just surreal to finally have my own, and it's just something I've wanted for a long time and has just been such a long time coming, and it's just been amazing just to think about all the, from back when, before starting T 4 years ago, to thinking like, wow, I'm finally at my 6 months on T, like I've watched so many of these videos, or my 1 year on T, I've watched so many of these videos, or 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, stuff like that, to finally have a post-op video, and to be sitting here, now, mind you, right now I'm 6 months post-op, not 6 months, oh, that was a mistake, I'm 6 weeks post-op, but I still can't believe that this actually happened, just because of all that went through it, I had a lot of logistical setbacks that came with my surgery, so thankfully, and I'm very grateful for this, I didn't have any actual like medical complications or physical complications with the surgery at all, but I did have a lot of issues with insurance and just logistics with actually getting everything set up, so I'm very glad that everything came to fruition. But like I said, this entire experience has been surreal. Even thinking back before I started T, before I even was close to getting on hormones at all, I still have pictures of the very first day that I was in a binder, which was like early 2013. So we're talking almost 5 years that this has been coming along. And I had thought about top surgery before that, but I just hadn't been able to get a binder for a couple of years. And when I finally got it and was finally able to wear it, I was so excited, and then so looking forward to when I didn't have to wear it anymore. And now to this day, it's like still right now, like I said, 6 weeks later after top surgery, it's still surreal to me. Like sometimes I'll be packing my clothes for the gym when I'm leaving out in the morning and be like, oh crap, I can't find a binder. Wait a minute, I don't have to find a binder. And it's just like the most amazing feeling to me, which just reassures me this was totally the right thing to do, that I totally 100% love that I had top surgery, would not change anything about it. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much. I know it's a long video, I apologize about that, but I really wanted to get everything in here and get it all in one nice little package. But yes, thank you guys again. Thanks to everyone who has seen all of my transition videos, to the people who watched like from the beginning. You guys can really appreciate what a length of time this is, and like how much has gone into it. If you haven't watched them all, that's perfectly okay, because you can go watch them all now, which would be great. But yeah, and if not, that's cool too. Anyway, thank you guys one more time, and I will see you in the next video.